From hookups to blowups and everything in between, this is Reality Recap. We've got all the highlights, lowlights, and messy fights. So let's dish. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pam Unfiltered. This is Love is Blind UK Season 2, Episode 5. So the episode opens up with all the couples, except for one, on their own solo dates. You have Ashleigh and you have Billy. They're in this like waterfall pond area. That bathing suit that Ashleigh has on, that beautiful royal cobalt blue. Such a pretty color on her. But they're sitting and they're talking about how they're emotionally and physically connected, how they really care about one another, and so far so good. Then we get Karen and Megan, and they're on a yacht, and they're swimming in the ocean. They're enjoying each other's company. But when they do sit on the yacht, they do talk about their feelings, and Karen does bring up his concern that she has yet to say, I love you. He understands why, because of the things that happened in her past, her mother having really bad relationships. She just wants to make it 100%. She wants to be 100% sure before she tells Karen. Again, Karen understands it, but he would love for her to say it to him. He wants the feelings that he has for her to be reciprocated, and I understand him wholeheartedly. Then we get Kal and Sarover. They're in this it looks like a French catacomb, the way it looks like a cave type of look. And they're on their spa day. She's rubbing mud on him. They do have a conversation yet again about types and all that stuff. And, again, he talks about, his usual type. But then he does go into the conversation that he had with Katisha. He was just saying, I just really wanted to know what was the turning point for her. That was their date. And then we get Jed and Barda. They're on these dune buggies going around Cyprus, driving. There's one thing about Barda that it does come up into the date, but they show in the beginning she's the one that's driving. That is going to be the problem in their relationship, her giving him the reins. I understand her about her independence because that's how I am. Even though I was in a 15-year relationship, I always knew it was never a forever thing, right? I always knew that. Even though I was in this relationship for a very long time, I knew that he was not going to last. And I always visioned myself with nobody, just independent person with children. I've always envisioned that. I never envisioned a man next to me, just doing everything myself. So I understand her in that way when it comes to independence. You're doing everything. But in fact, you do want to get married. You have to let go of the reins in some ways. You can't be the lead because then it emasculates the man. So I do hope they really talk through it and they can compromise. But it seems to be that's going to be the problem there in their relationship. But then the one couple that's not on a date is Javin and Katisha. We get them in the bed like they just screwed. Oh, good morning. You had a good night? Yeah, I had a good night. I had a good night too. Yeah, because he was eating that kitty in the hideaway. Okay. So then we do get them having a discussion, and Katisha is voicing what happened the night before at the pool party, how Kal came up to her asking about Damola, what happened with Switch. And, Javin is telling her, he's he's pretty much a straightforward kind of guy. Don't take any offense to it, but you have to understand, but you have to also take in consideration, not understand, but you also have to take in consideration why they're asking these questions. What did you actually say to Damola to make him so confident? And she doesn't say what she said. She doesn't come out with the full truth. Girl, you said something to him. Stop thinking because you don't give everything to someone, the full truth to someone, that they're stupid and they're going to accept it. There's something missing here. And she refuses to tell people that. And you can see Javin is just sitting there looking at her I'm questioning you now. What did you say to Damola? And again, she doesn't say anything. Then we get the couples all coming together. Matt and Emma come and they let them know this is your last full day here in Cyprus. After this, you guys are going to go back to the UK. I believe the apartments are in Manchester, so they'll be going back to Manchester to live their lives. and see if this is the relationship you want, and then at the end you're gonna get married. So, but they do ask questions like, are you guys ready for marriage? Are you guys excited? How are you guys been doing? Everybody outside of Katisha and Javin say we are absolutely ready. We're excited for our new, new journey. Javin and Katisha says, we're pretty much, we're not sure, but if we do not say yes at the altar, we will continue this relationship on. And the other couples is looking at them like, that is not what this process is about. Like, so then we get the men talking to each other, and Kieran confesses to the guys that Megan has yet to say I love you. He's a little concerned, because he wants those feelings reciprocated. And then you get Billy letting them know, because he's the oldest out of all of them, I believe, because I don't think Jed is as old as he is, but he says, listen, communication. You guys are living together. The best thing to do is communicate. You guys have to talk to one another. And then they also talk to Javin saying like, what you said when Matt and Emma were here was a little bit like weird, because, this experiment is to get married at the end. And for you to say that you'll continue on, that's just not what it should be. And then Billy says that him and Ashleigh had a talk and said that if we don't say yes at this altar, we're done. There is no continuation of this relationship. We're over. And then Javin, he confesses that, the first couple of days of them seeing each other, it was a little weird. And they all kind of giving him a side eye like, they don't know about this relationship. So then they cut to Ashleigh and Katisha, like kind of in the same area, but like by the rails. It looks like, if you look at it, it looks like a balcony, but it's like a rails. And, Ashleigh kind of just like, voices her concern about them. Like they just doesn't look, they don't look as lovey-dovey as the other couples. And, are you sure you chosen the right guy? And, Katisha just gets really upset. She starts to cry. She's like, why does people keep asking me this? Like, of course I picked the right guy. I didn't pick Damola because I could not be 100% myself with him, which I find to be really, really odd. Like, I'm trying to figure out what was during their conversations where she just felt like she just couldn't be 100% with him, because to me, that would be the person you could be 100% to. The way that Javin talks to you and he doesn't reassure you, you can't be 100% you with someone like that, because you're not sure of how he feels about you. Does he love you? Does he love all of you, your flaws, everything positive, negative about you? He doesn't give me that, whereas Damola did. So I didn't understand why she said that. But again, they're just, she starts crying and Ashley consoles her. And then we get everyone back in the UK in Manchester, and it looks like this, like it used to be like a warehouse, but now they cut it up into apartments. The apartments are nice. I like those apartments. But can I say this that I've noticed about the UK from this season and last season? Now, we all know that a lot of UK apartments are really, really small. There's like really no spaces between the homes and apartments and stuff like that. Just really small, a lot of walls just to make the place really like cozy. But I've recently noticed that the new development of apartment buildings, luxury apartment buildings, they're looking more and more like the United States apartments, which I'm all here for. Like, yes, enjoy our big size apartments. This is how we, not all of us, but this is how we all live. And again, the apartments were nice. So we get, I got my notes over here, y'all. Just give me my little notes. So give me a little second. We get Billy and Ashleigh in their apartments, and they're like, we got our phones back. Are you ready? And Ashley's like, actually, I don't want to turn it on. I kind of want to stay in our bubble. I fully enjoy it. But, he's just like, I understand that. But, this is the real world. We got to turn our phones on. Then we get Kieran and Megan, and they are on both their socials looking at videos, honey. Megan got this cute little video. Not video, but she got this cute little picture of her lingerie with her booty suited. And he's like, damn, you look good. Like, oh, yes. And then she looks at a video of him taking his shirt off in front of the camera. They're just sitting there just really enjoying each other's socials and just cracking up. Then we get, hold on, let me see here. Hold on. Then you have Jed and Barda in their apartment. And again, they talk about their cultures, how they're shocked that their cultures are actually really, really similar. And they're just really happy that they found one another out of everyone in this experiment to have, I don't know if I would call it maybe European, Middle Eastern cultures, because I feel like Lebanon is more in the Middle East. And then you have a lot of like Albanian, like I feel like Albania is close to Turkey, and Turkey has a lot of like Middle Eastern like influence there too as well. So like in that region, but they're just shocked they have really similar cultures, and they're really excited about that. Then we get Javin and Katisha in their apartment, and Katisha brings up Kal again about the whole conversation they had at the pool. And Javin is like, listen, like, what did you say to Damola? Like, be honest here. What did you say to him to think that he was going to be the one for you? And she says, oh, it was just, then she tries to play it off like it was nothing. She said, oh, I said some silly little thing, like, you don't need to worry about anything. And Javin looks at her and like, and that's what you said. That is the thing that you said, and that's not little, that's big. You're assuring someone that you are going to be with them, and in fact, you did not. And he's like questioning her, which he has, and he got any right to question her, but he's looking at her sideways like, that's the whole reason that like, why you just didn't say this from the jump? Like, why are you alluding like you didn't say anything to this man when in fact you did? And she's just looking all stupid, and I just can't with her at all. She's just like really fully like on my nerves. So then finally we get Billy and Ashleigh. Y'all, this episode was short as hell. Can I say? I think it was like 30 minutes or something. But the last scene we get Billy and Ashleigh on their way to meet Ashleigh's father to let him know, that she is engaged to be married. So they sit down, she hugs her dad, she introduced Billy to her dad, and she said, listen, Dad, I just want to let you know that I went on an experiment. Billy is not my boyfriend, but he is in fact my husband. And the father's like, excuse me? What'd you just say? Your fiance, not husband, your fiance, y'all getting married? And that's where the episode ends. Again, this was a really quick episode, not much to really recap what happened here. The Katisha and Javin thing is such a shit show. It honestly is. But I feel like because they keep featuring them in these long talks, we're not getting the other couples. And I really wish they didn't do that, honestly. But what are your thoughts on this particular episode? Let me know in the comment section. And I'll see you guys in the 6th, 7th, and 8th episodes. Bye.